Hey all, it's Linda. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I know this sounds overly dramatic, but I'm actually scared. So look, if you have watched my channel at all, and even if you haven't, this will be a bit of news about me, you know that I really like Melt Cosmetics. I think that overall, when talking about makeup brands, they are my favorite makeup brand as a whole. I love their eyeshadow formula. I absolutely am obsessed with their cream blush formula. I love the lip pencils. I just really like them as a brand. I like what they speak for. I like their imagery. I love all of it. And I have a lot of their stuff in my collection. I actually do collect Melt Cosmetics makeup because I love it so much. But until now, there was one specific piece I had never picked up. I had even talked about this piece in a video where I talked about, eyeshadow palettes that I resisted buying. And recently, Melt had a sale on their website where everything was discounted and then you got an additional 25% off, and look, I was weak. I couldn't resist any longer. So despite everything that I have heard, I bought the 420 palette. I feel like not since Anastasia's Subculture palette has a palette been so divisive. People either think this is the worst quality palette they've ever tried or they love it. I feel like there is no gentle in between. It is one or the other. So today I want to try this for the first time. I have not even swatched it yet. I'm very nervous though, because like I said, I really love the brand, but as always, I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. And if I think that this is a big piece of shit, I'm going to tell you because I don't want you wasting your money like I possibly did. But here is my problem, okay? First of all, the packaging is gorgeous. Melt's packaging is always gorgeous. But this color story, this palette is a grungy, dirty, olive green, brown, filthy, stinky, smelly, evil, wicked, and cruel. If you know what that's from, plus 10 points to you. But in all reality, this color story just really speaks to me. I really love these grungy, dirty tones. It's what I live for, so I am going to be 100% honest, and if this means that this is the first Melt thing I truly hate, then so be it. So as usual, this is a 10-pan palette, very similar to Melt's other palettes, and there are all mattes and just one shimmer, which is Shatter right here. I'm going to go ahead and do some swatches, and we will talk from there. So that wasn't so good. I'm going to insert a clip right here. I did swatch these all on my arm with a primer, and I took it outside so you could see it in natural sunlight. This was a struggle, okay? Now, again, swatches do not necessarily mean a palette is bad, because a palette could swatch terribly and look great on your eyes and vice versa. But these swatches were difficult to get. They did go on patchy. They were not opaque at all. A lot of them just took a bunch of runs back and forth with my finger. This second one in, which is faded, it turned brown as I was touching it. It was like olive green and then brown. And then this fourth one in, Roll It, I went over that like 4 times and it was still kind of patchy. Shatter, the one shimmer in there, I don't know what to talk about that. I don't even know what to say. It was like, I guess it's a topper. You can barely see it. It is almost not even there. Now, some of the colors were beautiful. Like Wax was gorgeous. That went on very opaque in the first swipe. Actually, these last 3 colors, Wax, Full Melt, and Hash, all went on beautifully, but that was kind of a struggle. All right, like I said, just because this swatched kind of like crap doesn't mean that it's going to be crap on my eyes. So I know that I am being predictable here, but I am really craving using like the bright yellows and things like that. So, and the greens. And honestly, I want this shade to work. So first, I am going to take Faded. That's the shade that sort of went a different color once it was swatched. I'm just going to put that on. By the way, my eyes are already primed with Urban Decay Primer Potion. And I want to just put that on the outer edge here. That's so strange. Do you see how it's like changing color almost? That is just so weird. It is a beautiful color though, and honestly with these, I'm more packing it on and pressing it in rather than swiping it just so I can get that full pigment. It is interesting. Doesn't it almost look deeper right here than it does here? This shadow is a little bit of a weird one. Okay, I want to go into Shotgun, which is this basically neon yellow green. I'm going to take that on a fluffy blending brush, tap out the excess, and I just want to use this right on the edges. So it's hard to see on camera, but it is showing up in person. It's not super vibrant, but I did not pack that one on. I just swiped it. Okay. I'm going to take this more dense brush. This is the e.l.f. Blending Eye Brush. And I want to take, I think I'm going to take Blunt, which is this very, very warm brown. A lot of kick up with that. Do you see? Whew. I'm going to put this right in the outer corner. I want something deeper, so I'm going to go with Roll It. That's the shade that was super patchy on my arm. But let's see, all of these shades, you definitely want to tap off the excess. That's a better color. All right, I do want to try Shatter, but I feel like it's more of a topper, so I'm going to try Wax first, and then we'll go over it with Shatter. Do I want to try a half cut crease? I don't know who I think I am trying this, but I'm going to do it. Okay, first going in with Wax, which is that bright yellow. Let's try Shattered, which is the metallic. I'm going to load it up on this brush heavily. Try it wet. I can feel it falling all over my face. I'm also pulling the tiniest bit of Roll It into my crease and blending that out. All right, I'm going in with that green called Faded, just under the eyes. Okay, I'm gonna hop off camera real quick and I'm going to do my liner and my lashes and something on my lips. I have no idea what. And I'll be right back with my genuinely honest first impressions. All right, my face is done. I did add a little bit more of Blunt on the lower lash line just to kind of deepen it up a little bit. My lipstick is from Propa Beauty. Everything is going to be linked down below in the description box. But let's get right into my first impressions on this. Here's the thing. Sometimes you buy an eyeshadow palette and it just works for you. It does the work for you. One example of that I would say would be like the Natasha Denona Sunset palette. You apply it and it blends with everything like a dream. You touch it once, it is gorgeous. Even the palette that I just reviewed recently, the Likely Makeup Ugly palette, did the same thing. Everything blended with zero effort. It was just perfect. This palette, This palette took some work. I'm not gonna lie. I had to pack on, I had to blend out a bit more, I had to layer a bit. Now granted, this is the very first time I've ever played with it, but it definitely did take more work. That being said, I love this look. I love this look. This is one of my favorite things to do. I love a bright chartreuse, dirty olive green eye. Like that is my jam. So would I suggest that you actually buy this? If you are into this color story and you feel like just playing with makeup, taking your time, I would suggest adding this to your collection. But if you are someone who just likes a quick makeup look, or you just like makeup that works effortlessly, then you can maybe pass on this. I really am happy that it's in my collection because I love this color story and I will continue to work with this. But if I'm being honest, on days where I need a quick makeup look, I'm not going to reach for this. This is what I'm going to reach for in the days when I have my patient pants on and I just really am okay with sitting and taking the time that this palette takes, because there was a little bit of fallout. It took packing the color on here and there. Now these are not necessarily deal breakers for me. Deal breakers for me are where it gets real patchy, and I will say I don't think that this got patchy. I think you just needed to pack it on to build full opacity. I think that this worked nicely. This is definitely not as good as some other melt palettes though. There are some melt palettes, even the Amore Mariposas palette that I just got, that just blend easily. They just make it easy for you. This palette makes you work for a look. So that's going to be a turnoff for a lot of people, and I totally get that. I just want to be 100% honest with you. I know that this palette has been divisive, but to be honest, I mean, I am happy that I have it in my collection now. I love this color story. I freaking love this look. This is one where I really need you to comment down below and tell me your thoughts, because so many of you had strong opinions on this when I talked about it in my palettes I'm glad I didn't buy video. There were so many of you that were like, nope, don't buy it. Instead, buy the Ace Beauté Tropical Vibes palette, which is sort of a dupe for this, but the only problem is it's on back order. There's really no saying when it's going to be back in stock, but I will link that down below for you as well, just in case that's one you want to pick up instead. A lot of you said this palette did wind up working for you. A lot of you said that you wound up returning this palette, so I want your feedback down below. If you own this, what do you think? If you don't own this, is this something that you would consider picking up, knowing that it takes maybe just a little more patience than some other palettes? But that's it. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you all enjoyed the blunt honesty. Give me a thumbs up for blunt honesty. Also, consider subscribing if you haven't already. I do put out several videos a week all about cruelty-free makeup, beauty, skincare, hair care. I want to make sure you all are the most informed you can be before making a buying choice. So thank you so much for watching. You all can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Those are all GlitterFallout. As always and forever, you are super freaking rock stars. I love you so much with my whole heart, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.